Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a full face of underrated makeup products. So a couple days ago, I was browsing on Sephora trying to find some new makeup products that kind of got me intrigued, and I decided to really look for products that I haven't really heard too many people talk about and that wasn't really like overly hyped up, because there's always those products that we hear about all the time and sometimes it feels like it's almost hard to escape them a little bit. It kind of just seems like that's the nature of the beauty industry. There's just certain things that are going to be hyped up and then certain makeup products that are just not. And I wanted to give those makeup products a little spotlight. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy today's video. Let me know all of your thoughts down below as per usual. Let me know if you have tried any of these products and what your thoughts are on them, especially the foundation that I'm going to be talking about. I want to hear your thoughts if you have tried it, because I don't want to give it away just yet, but I'm intrigued. As per usual, hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's video and subscribe if you haven't already and you want to join the fam. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I'm going to start off first with the base. So for the primer, I'm going to be taking this Ren Perfect Canvas Clean Primer. Now, if you're not familiar with Ren, they're actually not a makeup company. They are a skincare company. And I am personally always really intrigued when skincare companies jump into the makeup world and they release like primers or foundations or even concealers, because I always find that those products are always really well done because it is a skincare company. I feel like there's a big focus on ingredients and also just like making your skin look amazing. So according to the product description, this is a primer that's supposed to minimize pores, control shine, and lock down any makeup. And typically with like makeup primers that are supposed to minimize pores, they're very heavy in silicone, and my skin really does not react well to a lot of those primers. It just like doesn't accept it. It's the weirdest thing. So this primer is considered to be silicone free, which is great. So I don't think my skin is gonna have that type of reaction, but I'm interested to see if this is actually going to minimize the look of pores, because typically it's the silicone that does it. This product does actually have some really good reviews on Sephora. There are 455 reviews and 4.5 stars, which is a pretty high rating. It's interesting because it seems to be pretty popular online, but I haven't really heard anybody talk about this, you know, like in the YouTube beauty sphere. So I'm just gonna take, I guess, a couple drops of this and just massage it all over my face. Feels really nice, kind of feels like a serum, but it's not oily at all. Oh my god, look how red my face just got. That's crazy. That's not from the product though, that's from me just touching my face. Anytime I put any pressure on my face, that's what happens. So definitely dried down. It's not as tacky as when I first applied it, but it still has a little bit of tackiness on it. But it definitely feels like there's almost a protective layer on my face, which is really interesting. Okay, so for the foundation, probably the product that I'm most excited to try in today's video, it is the RMS Beauty Uncover Up Cream Foundation. I am already a really big fan of a lot of the RMS products, and I feel like a lot of them are pretty underrated, except for maybe the Living Luminizer, which is their highlighter that I coincidentally have right here. It looks like this. It's a highlighter that will literally make your skin look wet. RMS is kind of known to have more of like a natural makeup line. A lot of their products give you that like no makeup type of look. They're not really meant to give you super full like Instagram coverage. And I really like their products for that, especially their Uncover Up Concealer, I think it's called. It's a really gorgeous, very easy to wear everyday concealer that just gives you that perfect amount of coverage. It's definitely not a full coverage concealer at all, but it's super natural looking and just really easy to wear. And so I'm not really sure what to expect with this product, because this is a cream foundation. So it comes in this little pot, you open it up and you have the foundation just kind of sitting here, and it is a very thick product. Now I did kind of take a peek in this, I couldn't help myself, and I did swatch on the back of my hand, and it felt like very intense. And because of the texture, I kind of find it hard to believe that this is going to be a natural looking foundation, which is what the name kind of implies. It says that it's the Uncover Up Cream Foundation. I want to see what the claims are online before I start. Oh, very interesting. So it says that it actually has the same skin loving qualities as the original Uncover Up, meaning like the concealer that I was just talking about, which I find it kind of hard to believe because the consistency of the concealer compared to the consistency of this is very different. Ooh, okay, it actually says that this is supposed to be full coverage, so This is not gonna be a no makeup look. It says that it's formulated with RMS's signature organic coconut oil and a targeted blend of oils and herbs. This formula will help improve skin tone, texture, hydration, and overall radiance. It works for all skin types and comes in a wide variety of shades to create a flawless finish that mimics natural skin. Okay, got it. So it's supposed to be a full coverage look, but still a natural finish. Now there is coconut oil in here, so if you feel like coconut oil does break you out, I would probably just stay away from this. I don't have a problem with coconut oil personally, so I think I'll be fine. Okay, let's actually put this to use. So I have two shades here, 11 and 22. I bought this online and I wasn't really sure what my shade was going to be, but I'm gonna swatch both so that you guys can see the differences. Okay, so this is 11. Which I think is gonna be the shade that I'm gonna use today, because 22, a little bit too dark for me. Like, this is probably gonna be my shade in the summer. This is gonna match me right now. So it does come with a little spatula, which is good because dipping your fingers in this could get a little bit gross. However, I will 1000% be losing this. There's no question. So it's nice that they included it, but I wish there was another way for them to kind of have it on the packaging. I am gonna be using a sponge. This is my Real Technique sponge. And I'm just gonna pick up some on the sponge and just kind of see what happens. Oh yeah, that's definitely full coverage. Oh wow, wow, wow. Ooh. That actually matches me really, really well. I'm happy with my shade choice. Okay, I zoomed you guys in nice and close so you can see what the foundation looks like. I'm actually pretty surprised with the results of this. This is not what I expected at all. For whatever reason, I just felt like it was going to be really heavy and kind of cakey on the skin, but it's not that at all. It actually looks really, really pretty and quite natural looking. I like the nice radiance that it has too. It just makes my skin look nice and healthy. If you guys have tried this foundation, I need you to let me know in the comments. So that's that for the foundation. So far so good. I'm gonna let it sit though and see what happens after, you know, I have a full face of makeup on. So now moving on to the concealer, I'm going to be using the Kosas Revealer Super Creamy and Brightening Concealer. So this is one of the newest products from Kosas and I really want to feature it because I feel like Kosas as a brand is pretty kind of underrated and low key. You don't really hear people talking about it too much. And I was really intrigued by this new concealer, and a lot of you guys also wanted to see my thoughts on this. So I'm excited to try it out. I ended up getting the shade 3.5, which actually looks like a good match. Packaging, by the way, is very cute. I love the little yellow top. Okay, let's see. Ooh, it's a little bit too dark for me actually, but that's okay. Okay, I take it back completely. The color actually isn't great at all. It's a little bit too yellow for me, but that's okay. We'll make it work. So Kosas is another brand that has more of those like natural, no makeup products. So because of that, I did also expect that this concealer would be a little bit more on like the natural low coverage side, but I'm actually pretty surprised to see that there is some pretty good coverage on this concealer. I mean, the color is so bad for me right now though, so it's hard to even tell. I'm a little bit disappointed in myself. I'm gonna pretend though that this is the right color so that it doesn't completely throw me off. I'm gonna kind of just put it throughout my face to balance it a little bit. Besides the color, which is so wrong for me, I actually feel like the concealer looks really pretty. It almost gives my under eyes the illusion of looking really hydrated, like it literally gave my under eyes a glow. Oh my god, I really like the way that looks, man. It's so pretty. The product description actually says that this formula took over a year to develop from scratch, and it features a unique, clean base that has a luminous, dewy finish that's never tacky, and it truly is makeup for skincare freaks. That's really interesting. This is actually supposed to be an eye cream and concealer in one, which totally makes sense as to why this looks so good underneath my eyes. I don't think I've ever had a concealer that looks this hydrating underneath my eyes. Like, it looks like I literally just put eye cream on. It really does. And like the description says, it's not tacky at all, which is super surprising because normally if a product does have a little bit more of like that glowy finish, it's gonna be a little bit tackier, and it doesn't feel sticky or tacky, which is so great. So now moving on to bronzer. I'm so excited to try this. This is the new Physicians Formula Sculpting Bronzer with jojoba oil. This is a product that really reminded me a lot of like the Nude 6 Bondi Bay or the Milk Makeup Cream Bronzer, two products that I really, really love. And I'm really excited to see if this is going to be a dupe for those products because I feel like there's quite a lack of good cream products at the drugstore. So really anytime a new cream product gets released, I am all up in that. This is the one product in the video that's not totally an underrated product. I feel like it's just underrated because it's new and that's why I haven't heard that many people talk about it. But I really just wanted to take this opportunity to try it out on camera with you guys because I think we're all cream lovers here. And I think you're all gonna be interested to see if this is going to be a good dupe. So I'm just going to, I'm just gonna swipe. And then just blend it out with my sponge. Right away, I can tell this color is way warmer than the typical cream bronzers that I like. It is blending out really nicely though. Oh man, the color though, it's not my cup of tea. So that did blend out really nicely. I feel like it's definitely a pretty sheer product though. So this is a bronzer that you're gonna kind of need to build up if you want something a little bit more intense. I would also only go for this if you like bronzers that have more of that terracotta red undertone to it. I personally don't love bronzers that have that red undertone. I just don't feel like it's flattering for my skin tone. So this probably isn't going to be a new favorite of mine. And like I said, it is pretty sheer and natural looking. And it blended out nicely. So those are my thoughts on that. Not crazy about it, but I think it has a place for somebody. So now for blush, I actually have two cream blushes from the brand Tower 28. This is my first time ever trying anything from this brand. I've never really heard of it, but it is new in Sephora. I saw that they had cream blushes, so of course I wanted to try those out first. So I got two shades, one in the shade Magic Hour and the other one in Golden Hour. Golden Hour is more of like a orange and Magic Hour is supposed to be like a pinky nude. So this is a product that can be applied on the cheeks and on the lips. This orange is so nice. It's like that perfect rusty muted orange that's gonna really give the skin a nice kind of sun-kissed look. And then this color is definitely a little bit more wearable. Like I said, it's called Magic Hour and it's a nice little pink. So I think we're gonna go with the orange because how could I not? So I'm gonna apply it first with my finger. Ooh, it's a very creamy formula. Ooh, very pigmented. Gonna have to be careful with it. I'm gonna just tap off some excess on the back of my hand. Whoa. Just gonna tap on my cheeks and blend out with just my finger and see if I could get away with just using my finger. That's always a good trick to see if a cream product is easy to use. If you can just use your fingers and nothing else, it's a good sign. Take a little bit of my beauty blender though, just to kind of really finish off that blend. I'm also gonna tap my beauty blender into the actual compact, just apply a little bit more of the blush kind of like near my temples just to tie it in that area. Especially when I do something a little bit more intense, I do like to tie it in other areas of my face just to make it look a little bit less crazy only on the cheeks, you know? So pretty, oh my God, I love this color. There's so many creams on my face right now and zero powder. So my skin is looking very shiny. I look kind of like a glazed donut. It's honestly even a little bit too shiny for me, which is saying a lot. So I think I am gonna powder a little bit. Safe to say that that foundation definitely gets glowier and dewier as you wear it. And it's important to note, if you didn't know, that I do not have an oily skin type at all. My skin is very dry, so it's not like too many of my natural oils are coming through. I mean, obviously a little bit are, but not enough to warrant this type of reflection. Really just think it's the nature of that like cream formula type of foundation. However, I would like to note that there's really no creasing going on underneath my eyes, which is pretty good. Although I am going to set with a little bit of powder anyways because I just feel like it's better. I'm just taking a little bit of my Laura Mercier powder just because that's what I have right here. Taking a super small amount and I just wanna erase that shine. Just putting it in the center of my face. All right, so for the blushes, safe to say, I think I'm going to be getting a lot of use out of these, especially in the summertime. Like this orange shade, it's going to be a staple in my vanity, 100%. I just really love the look that cream blush gives the cheeks. It's just so fresh and pretty. And so yeah, I'm really excited about these. I also like that they don't feel sticky on my cheeks, which was a slight concern because they're such an emollient formula. So now for highlighter, this is another brand that I've never heard of that is newly available on Sephora. It's called Aether Beauty. Not 100% sure if that's how you say it, but this is the Supernova Crush Diamond Highlighter. It looks really pretty online, and I'm hoping that it's not going to be too glittery. So that's what the packaging looks like. It kind of has this cool 3D effect. It's cardboard packaging. This is not what I expected this color would look like just based off the swatches that I saw online. This looks so much more bronzy gold, whereas online it looked a little bit softer with like a pink reflex. So I don't know how this is going to work on my skin tone. It may be a little bit too gold, but I'm not gonna write it off just yet. We have to actually try it first. So I'm just gonna pick it up with my little highlighter brush. I don't like that. So my issue with this highlighter is that the gold part of the highlighter is really, really sparkly. And so you just see lots of tiny little gold sparkles hitting the tops of my cheekbones, which some people may like. For me personally, I really don't like that. I just feel like it looks really obvious, and I don't like to have a stripe of shimmer on the tops of my cheekbones. I just don't find it to be very flattering. And I also find that the gold shimmer doesn't really go so well with the pink shift that the highlighter has. Like I feel like they don't complement each other well. Like it almost looks like it's two different products, if that makes any sense. Don't really like this. I feel like it just looks way too, I don't even want to say intense because it's not an intense highlighter. I just find it to be really, really sparkly, which makes it super unflattering. Yeah, no, not a fan of this. Let's move on now to the eyes. I got an eyeshadow palette from Rowan. This is a palette that I've been dying to try for such a long time because I do have one of the Rowan single eyeshadows and I love it. It's such a pretty kind of sparkly, multi-dimensional shadow. And I have heard from a couple makeup artist friends that they have used this palette to death on like editorial shoots. And so, I mean, that really intrigued me. So this is what the palette looks like. It's very sleek. So inside you have 4 cool tone shades. It looks like there's 2 different eyeshadow formulas in here. This plummy purple is different than the other 3. It kind of looks like a softer metallic, whereas the other 3 shades have more of like an intense glitter to them. So what I'm gonna do, it's gonna be a super simple eye look. I'm literally just gonna take my finger, I'm gonna dip into that shade. Whoa. Oh my God, it feels creamy. Is this cream eyeshadow? Oh my God, that's so weird. I did not expect that at all. I'm like, why is this wet? Oh my God, this is going to give such a cool kind of grungy, undone look because it is that cream. Especially if you don't set it and it kind of naturally creases, it's going to give you a really, really cool undone look. It's kind of like a nice taupe shade with a lot of silver sparkle and shimmer, and it makes your lids literally look wet. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the champagne shade. And I'm gonna just put that right in the center. Oh my God, this is such a good little palette for a 3-second smoky eye. Honestly, I don't feel like the camera is picking up the true greatness of this eyeshadow. It looks so much cooler in person. Like it literally looks like grease on my lid, but in the best way possible. That's not a good description, but you know what I mean? Like it gives that really cool like model off duty. I just had my makeup done. Now I'm walking around in like 90-degree weather, so my makeup's a little bit smudged, but I still look really cool type of eyeshadow look. It's very specific, but that's my vision. I feel like this quad is actually quite unique. The formula is really interesting. It's a cream, but it's also not like a typical cream eyeshadow. I really feel like it's kind of that hybrid between a cream and a powder. And I just really like the little color combo that it comes in. I think all the shades here are really wearable and really great for that like easy smoky eye type of look. So I think this is a really cute little quad. Okay, I'm gonna go off camera now and do my mascara and brows, and I'll be back to show you guys the finished look. All right guys, here's the finished look with the mascara and brows done. I did pop on a lip as well. I used the Kaja Earhart lipstick in the shade 01 Sweetheart with a little bit of the Makeup Forever lip liner in Endless Cacao. So let me give you guys my final thoughts on the way my face is looking. I actually really do like the way my skin is looking, especially after I put that powder on. I feel like it really calmed everything down and there's just the right amount of glow coming through. It's not overwhelming anymore. Still not a big fan of that highlighter at all. I feel like on camera, honestly, you can't even really tell. I think it looks fine on camera, but in person, it's just like so not my cup of tea at all. You just see so much gold glitter and flakes right over here and it's just so not flattering. So I think overall that was a pretty successful try on. I will definitely continue to use all of these products throughout the next couple of weeks and I'll give you guys like an update maybe in like a future video, and I'm sure you'll be hearing about some of them in like a favorites video at some point because I can already tell, especially with like the blush, the concealer, it's gonna be top shelf status. Foundation too, honestly, it's like on a good track, but I definitely have to continue to try it out with different primers on different days, just kind of give it a good old test and I'll get back to you. All right guys, that is it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Again, let me know all of your thoughts on all the products that I used today. If you have tried them yourself, give me your review. Of course, hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's video and subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.